where in the end, all that we ever went through was for a reason. We chose it on a soul level to be able to release this karmic cycle, to go through all of those lessons and come back choosing ourselves and revisit all of those places and situations from the past, maybe with different people, different circumstances, but always the same pattern, to be able to choose ourselves, to love ourselves. And that's all. That's all that's about. To learn to love unconditionally, yourself included, because as you love yourself, you are love, you love others too. We're taught from society that love means obsessing over someone else, and that turns into control. And I grew up in a family where, yes, there was no sense of personal space. What they thought that love and care was constant control, constant telling me what to do, thinking that they would help. But it's based on still those limiting beliefs and toxic beliefs that come from society. Like, I came to visit my grandpa's now, and as I was leaving the house, my grandma was like, "You're not wearing a bra?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna ruin your boobs." And I was like, "Grandma, I actually like breathing. I don't like having a rubber band wrapped around my chest that I can't fucking breathe and digest with." But that was probably the TV, what they said at the time, that you have to buy the bra so that you don't ruin your breast or something. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. It's just they think they love you and they want to help you, but they don't realize that that's not help. Because true help is letting someone be free and support them when they need, with what they need and how they need. And there's always been this pattern in my family of, I help you, but then not listen to what I actually needed help with and what I wanted and what I needed, like going to art school, or living in nature, because they're different, right? They don't understand it. They say, well, I also live this way, I also do this, but they don't understand that we're not all the same, and what can be okay or tolerable for them, it's not the same for my nervous system. Like, we're also different. And so true love is allowing people to be who they are and supporting them in finding their true self and remember who they really are and came here on earth to be, because we're all so unique, we're all so different and so special, and we have this unique gift. Like, we came here on earth to bring forth, and that's our path to happiness, that's our path to abundance, that's our path to health, wealth. And everything gets stuck and blocked when you don't live in alignment with your true self, when you are not your most authentic self, because authenticity is the highest vibration where everything flows. And when you are blocking this flow, things get stuck, and it is like a trauma, because it is excuse me, it is not choosing yourself, it is repressing yourself, it is telling yourself that you're not good enough or worthy enough to show up just as you are, and to express yourself in your truest authentic voice, and to live the way that you feel like doing. And so because of this conditioning, so many times in my life yes, I have left everything behind, and I went and I followed the path that was suitable for me, and I followed the joy, and I followed my intuition. But then there was always this pattern coming back, maybe when things were going wrong or something, that I should have chosen a more like regular path or done what my parents told me. And then when I ever try, it goes way more to shit. So it's not that life is always gonna be roses and flower, but choosing to live in accordance with your true self, at least it's going to also provide you the most beautiful times. And yes, it can be highs and lows, and there is also challenges in all of it. There's challenges in everything, but everything is hard, but you choose your hard. If you want to live disconnected and performing, putting a mask on, that takes so much freaking energy to act constantly, to have to seek other people's validation, because if you stay alone, you feel empty inside because your intuition is telling you, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like it's telling you, this is not what makes me happy. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel satisfied. I feel a void inside. And that's why most people try to not be alone and merge with others, and they just, because they have no personal space, like my family, they just like stay together. Did you go pee? Did you shower? Did you wear shoe? Why don't you wear the socks? I'm like, I'm 31 years old. I haven't lived there for like over 10 years now, so it's just like weird to me now, but that was like the reality I grew up with. And when I left, of course, because I'm different and I don't fit into their rules, they try to blame me and say that I was wrong, the one wrong, and this and that, and because they cannot understand that they are the ones that are not like aligned with their true selves. Because otherwise, it's okay if you guys want to live that way, it's perfect, but you also can support me in being who I am, instead of having to force me to do what you want, because otherwise it would show you that there is another way and that you're not fulfilling you're not following your path and not living in accordance with your true self as well. So they rather just like shut it down. And now I'm talking about my family to make an example. Like I already processed all of this for like many years ago, but it's just like the same patterns that can come up in life in so many other circumstances, because it truly because hold on. Because truly in the end, the real help and the real support, it's not the control. It is, how can I help you? Like, what can I support you with? And when you say what you need, they listen and they let you be yourself, and they let you be free, and they hold space for you, and they listen to you, right? And so that's the true help. That's the true support. And so many times in life, I ended up in these like patterns when like things were maybe going sideways, that I mistaken people that came saying, I'm going to help you or something like that, for like support, when it truly was control, and it was forcing me to have to abandon myself versus choosing myself. So that's when I realized that yes, being open is great, but we need also discernment, as in relationships, that with family members, with practitioners, because if the people are truly aligned, they will send you back to yourself. They will remind you of your power. They will offer space and support to help you remember the truth of who you are and follow the freedom, follow your heart's desires. And I am so grateful that my soul chose this path, because this pattern has now closed. And I finally learned to choose myself, and I finally learned to be able to see the difference between real support and help that, yes, there is good intention, but it's still not helping me. So I can appreciate them and love them for who they are, for how they try, but still know that I am the one that supports myself and that stays with me and that chooses myself and that can choose what's right or wrong, and that can choose what support is actually supporting me and what support is not supporting me. And so it's not about closing my heart and never asking for help and never receiving help. And it's also not about, just being hyper independent all the time and do everything myself, because sometimes we do need the support, but it is about staying open with discernment, not just closing everything off and be like, I'm alone in the world and nobody cares, nobody supports me, nobody helps me. It's about realizing that not everyone is free themselves, and so they cannot offer that to you. They might have good intentions, but the result might not be the best for you. And so it's up to you to choose what support is supporting you and what support isn't supporting you, and to be able to create a life where you can support yourself, so that you're not obligated to choose the support that isn't going to support you, that's like supporting you in one way and then not supporting you in the other. Like taking Advil, that it's okay, numbing the pain for a second, it's not solving the problem at the root. It's actually gonna cause your stomachache if you take too much and stuff. So that's what it is. It's not about just like patching up and be like, okay, this person is like there for me for a second to make me feel less alone. It's about also balancing that masculine energy, that you become your own provider and your own supporter. And of course, life will put you in a situation where you do also need help, but in that way you can accept the help that you need and not take it personal if the people cannot actually fully understand you or support you. Just like be grateful for what they can do, and forgive yourself for you blaming yourself in the past about the fact that you were not understood or supported in the way that you needed. So that was like the full circle. That was like the full story. That was never your fault. And it's also not like their fault. It's just like their capacity. And so, yes, it's just about allowing things to be as they are and be grateful for what they are, but also knowing that if they're not like fully in alignment with who you are, it's not your fault. It's not because you're wrong. It's not because you're difficult. It's not because you're weird. It's just their limitations. And it's okay like that. And sometimes life is like that. It can't be everything always perfect, isn't it? So yeah, that's what loving yourself means. Being able to see the beauty, being able to stay open, being able to love, but also know your truth, and do not abandon yourself when things don't go as planned, because it's not your fault. That's just the life path that you were here to learn to navigate. And yeah, I hope this resonated, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video and share it with someone that might need this message. And I love you so much, and if you feel called to work with me, all of my programs and links are below in the description. I love you. Bye.